The Iron Dome funding got pulled out of the main finance funding of the government, and because you had this uproar from about 10 progressives in the Democrat Party, all because of the Democrat Party. But I want you to hear this is not just one member of Congress now. I mean, they have their leaders now, like Rashida Tlaib, and 9 other members of Congress are saying, I'm going to vote this way too.
I rise in opposition to this supplemental. I will not support an effort to enable and support war crimes, human rights abuses, and violence. We cannot be talking only about Israelis' need for safety at a time when Palestinians are living under a violent apartheid system and are dying from what Human Rights Watch has said are war crimes.
First of all, this is not where the world's attention is right now, because there's not war crimes going on. There's not massive conflict going on. And because of the Iron Dome, whenever Hamas tries to start a conflict now, it's actually pretty quickly resolved, thankfully, because the system is so effective in preventing civilian casualties, which prevents then Israel from feeling like they need to take more intense steps in response to these terror attacks. It wasn't just Rashida Tlaib. There was Ilhan Omar, surprise, surprise, Presley, Cori Bush, Andre Carson, Marie Newman, Congressman Garcia, and then you had one Republican, Congressman Massey, who's he's the outlier.
Yeah, well, first of all, Thomas Massey, I don't agree with his vote on this bill, Jordan, but it's not about Israel. He votes against virtually every spending bill that comes out of Washington. He does have a legitimate concern about spending that happens in Washington. This is how he registers that concern with every single vote. So, again, I disagree with him on this vote, but it's not that he's anti-Israel. The other 10 members on this, the 8 members who voted no, and then the 2 who voted present, which that's a whole nother issue maybe we can get into. This is a very confusing reason why AOC and Hank Johnson voted present. Jordan, they've made it very clear that it is about voting against Israel for them. Remember, they were the ones that got it stripped out of the underlying bill in the first place. They're also the ones, Jordan, that on the underlying bill for the massive spending, they're in favor of that. So Thomas Massey's not in favor of that bill. They are against this specific provision. And the last thing I'd say on this, Jordan, this is a huge victory for grassroots advocacy, getting this restored so quickly. But don't let it be lost on any of our listeners. This is still at the feet of Democrat leadership in the House of Representatives because they still granted the wish of these 10 Democrats. There might have only been 10 who voted against the restored funding, but Jordan, the vote wouldn't have been necessary at all had House Democrat leadership held the line.